Download the free Crowd Scores app for the fastest live football scores. Click the link below and never miss a goal. What's up guys, MGH here and welcome to a FIFA 16 tips and tutorials video. We're going to be looking at the new training mode, a new feature that's come out with FIFA 16 in this year's career mode. The ability to basically improve all your players. Now you can't improve things like sprint speed and strength. Basically you can't improve physicality. You know, when you're born, that's your body. It's just the way it is. You can't really train yourself to get longer legs and run faster or thicker arms and thicker muscles and stuff like that. But you can train technical ability. You can make your players better at shooting, at dribbling and all of this stuff. So I'm going to show you how to get the best out of your players and which players to choose. Now, first of all, you only get to do this once per week to 5 players. That's the main point here. You cannot do this unlimited to any player at any time. You only get to do 5 players once per week, and it's something that you need to balance, because if you're just doing 5 players and that's the only 5 players you're doing, you're going to lose out on basically the rest of the squad being upgraded. So you want to be able to interchange your players, rotate the squad around and train them all up. However, if you have some very good young players, and I mean, you know, exciting prospect, that type of player, you want to be training them a lot because they will reach their full potential much faster. But you're probably thinking, well, how do I know which players are best to train? Well, it's quite simple. What you want to do is go to your squad and then go to your squad report tab. And basically here, you can get information on your players. They'll have a tag. So if you look in the status and stats in the top right corner and go down through your players, you'll see showing great potential, exciting prospect. Now, I'm doing this with Ajax because they have a lot of young players. They're known for producing incredible players in their history, and they've got a lot of players in this squad that are showing great potential or are exciting prospects. So what you want to do is go through and just pick out the players that you think would be best to train. Now, the reason I've just shown you that is because it's a little bit more detailed than the way that they would expect you to do the training. So when you go into Add Drill, it will bring up your players and it will give you basically a quick idea of which players are best to train. They'll have a little logo in the top right corner, which you can see on both these players. You'll see that Shown, I can't pronounce that name, doesn't have one, but everyone else does. That means they're a promising player. You can see it there underneath their value on the right side. If your players have that logo or that icon above their name, it does mean that they're going to be benefiting from training more, basically, but it doesn't give you as much insight, because with the tags that I showed you in the squad report, you know what type of player they're going to be and their potential is going to be higher or lower. With showing great potential, you're looking around the low 80s. With an exciting prospect, you're looking at 85 plus, so it's definitely worth checking it manually yourself and then picking off the knowledge you've got. So I'm going to go with El Ghazi. I can see his trainable attributes in the bottom right corner. So you've got all his agility, attack positioning, all of that stuff there. And we've got finishing. His stamina's pretty decent already. You can already see the progress of his stats. And what you'll see later down the line is those bars slowly filling up. So we're going to go with El Ghazi just to show you how to do this. Now, you'll know he's a right winger. You'll know he's a very tricky player. He's very good at dribbling and things like that. You either want to improve that further or you want to balance out his stats and improve something else that maybe he's not so good at. And I have found through playing the beta, or the beta if you're from the UK, that's how you pronounce it here, I've found that improving other stats actually increases their overall much faster. But obviously if you're improving their already very good stats, they become the world's best in that position very quickly. So for someone like El Ghazi, you can pretty much make him one of the best dribblers in the game after just a couple of seasons. Or you can boost his other stats and just make him a very well-rounded player with a very high overall. It's really up to you how you want to do it. But for me, in this tutorial, I think I'm going to actually go ahead and improve what he's already good at. So you've got difficulties. Now, this is where it gets a bit confusing. You've got hard, medium, and easy. Now, based off those difficulties, they will increase more or less. So if you do an easy one, you'll see the bar, the potential growth in the bottom right corner, is quite short. Now, if we go over to hard, you'll see he's going to get a much bigger improvement. But they're harder skill games to complete if you do them yourselves. And if you simulate the skill game, you're much less likely to achieve a higher grade. Now, we'll get onto that in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and pick medium, which is silver, easy is bronze, and hard is obviously gold. So we're going to go for speed dribbling to improve his agility, his ball control, his dribbling, and his stamina. So we'll go ahead and select that. And obviously you can add 4 more players if you would want to. I strongly recommend you do 5 at a time. Otherwise you're not going to get the benefit of having 5 slots. Clearly you want to get 5 players in here. So what we're going to do just for this video here is to show you El Ghazi. What you have a choice of at the bottom here is begin your training yourself. You can simulate the drill, or you can simulate all 5, or if you've got 3 players there, you can simulate all 3. I've been simulating a lot, and I have actually found that not only does it save you a lot of time, but actually the results are normally pretty good. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to go ahead and do the training ourselves and just show you what it's like. So before I mention grades, now when you're doing these skill games, you're going to get rated on how many points you score. If you score highly, you're going to pass with flying colours, you're going to get better improvements on your player. If you don't do so well, you won't improve so much. So we're going to jump into the first skill game here. Let's see how he gets on with El Ghazi. We're going to go sprinting towards the, whatever you call them, the dummies, I don't know, the wall for the free kick. Right, we're going through here nicely. I've got away from the tackle there, that's good. Keep going here. I want to score well. What do I do here? No. No. No! I just completely ruined it at the end. Well, we'll score anyway. I don't think I scored very well. We got a C. So what you can do is retry the drill, which we're not going to do. We'll move on to another one now. And try and improve your score. You have 3 attempts. If you can get an A, then that means you're going to get the full potential from that skill game. However, a C is about middle ground there. I'm probably not going to see some great results, but you can have a look at them here and let's see how much he grows. So with that C rating, he's gained quite a bit there. So if you imagine doing this for 6 weeks in a row, getting better scores than that, he's going to grow to a 78 very quickly and improve all 4 of those stats. Next, we're going to go with Sonogo, just because why not? Now for him, he's going to be very good in the air in this game. He's tall, he's good at heading already, but I want him to be better with his feet. Let's say I want him to improve his dribbling. So we're going to go over to dribbling. Like that, we can go for easy, medium, hard. There's different types that give you different stats. So the close control one is going to give you agility instead of stamina. You can see the difference between the two. His stamina is okay, 65. His agility is poor. So I'm going to go with close control. This is going to give us both agility and stamina. That's definitely better. So we'll go with medium, speed dribbling. Let's see how we get on with Yaya Sonogo. This is going to be interesting. Let's go. See if I can do it better this time. I'm way ahead of him. Sonogo is better than El Ghazi. You heard it here first. No! I missed the last one! Are you kidding me? I'm useless at this. That is absolutely woeful. But I actually did better and I got a B. So you can fail like me and still do relatively well. Let's see how his stats are going to improve. Now, the lower the stats are, the quicker they grow. So once you get to the 70s, the 80s is a bit slower. But say his agility there, 58. That's going to grow to 59 much quicker than it would be if it was 79 to 80, for example. So there you go. Now we can do another one, but simulate it. So I'm just going to add a bunch of random players. We'll go with Riedwald. Really like him. We're going to go on one-on-one defending. Let's improve his defending there. And then we'll add another player. Let's go for a midfielder. Who should we go with? I think I'm going to go with Klaassen. I like this guy a lot. Only 22 and he's 79 rated. Now, I know he's already very good at passing and things like that. So I think I'm going to improve his defending as well, actually. I'm going to improve his interceptions and his stand tackling. And then for the last bit of training, I'm going to go with, let's go with Fischer. I like Victor Fischer. And I'm going to do his passing. Why not? And we're going to go with the hard one. Let's see how he gets on here with the El Rondo, which will improve his vision and short passing. And then it's quite simple. You just want to go to simulate all. Now, if you've done 2, obviously it's only going to simulate the last 3. But normally I would advise you put 5 in and then you simulate all 5 unless you want to do the skill games yourself. I found there's no real advantage doing that unless you're really good at them, unlike me. Let's simulate it. It takes 5 seconds to do it. And then let's see what they get. So F, C, C. So unfortunately, wasn't great from Riedwald. Maybe I was better off doing it myself. But in terms of Klaassen and Fischer, they've both done quite well there and increased their stats quite nicely. But that is it, guys. That is a quick tutorial on how the training works. I strongly recommend you put in your young players. I wouldn't bother putting in players, say, over 26, 27, unless that there's a particular stat that they really suck at. For example, with Ozil, I'm probably going to train his stamina because he gets tired so quickly. So in that situation, I kind of understand why you'd want to put a world-class player in there. But normally, Players like Bellerin, if you're an Arsenal fan, you'll know we've got quite a few young players that you might want to train, including Bellerin. They will grow much quicker than a higher rated player, and that is where training comes in most handy. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next tips and tutorial video soon.